Donald Trump, Disruptor-in-Chief. In the annals of American history, few figures have cast as long and dark a shadow as Donald J. Trump, a man who rose from the glittering towers of Manhattan to seize the reins of the world's most powerful nation, leaving in his wake a trail of shattered norms and a deeply divided country. This is the story of a presidency that shook America to its very core. The rise of the outsider. From the depths of America's discontent, he emerged. Donald Trump, a real estate mogul and reality TV star, tapped into a vein of rage that had long festered in the heartland. His promise to make America great again became a battle cry for millions who felt left behind by globalization and sneered at by coastal elites. Trump's most inflammatory campaign? With each shocking statement and tweet, he devoured the attention of the media and the American public. Traditional politicians fell by the wayside, unable to compete with Trump's brash, unapologetic style. The political establishment watched in horror as their power crumbled before this golden-haired wrecking ball. The chaos presidency. From the moment he took the oath of office, Trump unleashed a whirlwind of change. Executive orders flew from his pen like arrows, targeting everything from immigration to environmental regulations. The halls of power in Washington echoed with the screams of long-held traditions being put to the torch. Border wall and immigration enforcement. At the southern border, steel and concrete rose from the desert floor, a physical manifestation of Trump's promise to seal America off from what he called an invasion. Families were torn apart, children caged, as the full might of the state bore down on those seeking a better life. The international concern. On the world stage, alliances that had stood for decades began to crack under the weight of Trump's America First doctrine. From the gilded halls of NATO to the UN General Assembly, world leaders watched with a mixture of fear and fascination as Trump redrew the maps of global power. The resistance and impeachment. As Trump's power grew, so too did the forces aligned against him. The resistance took to the streets in numbers not seen since the Vietnam War, but Trump seemed to thrive on the chaos, each controversy only cementing his supporters' loyalty. The impeachment proceedings. Twice, Trump faced the ultimate political reckoning: impeachment. Accusations of corruption and abuse of power echoed through the Capitol. Yet, like a political Houdini, he emerged unscathed, his grip on power seemingly stronger than ever. The pandemic and the fall. But then came an enemy that couldn't be tweeted away or intimidated into submission. COVID-19 swept across America like a scythe, reaping a deadly harvest. As bodies piled up and the economy teetered on the brink, Trump's Teflon facade began to crack. In the end, it was the American people who delivered the final verdict. But Trump, ever the disruptor, refused to go quietly. His claims of a stolen election lit a fire that would culminate in one of the darkest days in American history. On January 6, 2021, the storm that had been brewing for 4 years finally broke. The very halls of American democracy were breached by a mob convinced that their leader had been robbed of victory. It was a fitting denouement to a presidency that had pushed America to the brink.